at the pump, you see that the crude cost, and the second factor is the roll-off. The roll-off is $47.5 trillion out of the $9 trillion.
Hello, I'm Karen Fang, Managing Director at Gamco Asset Management. Thank you for joining us today. In this second segment, we'll take a look at retirement income needs and what your retirement paycheck might look like. Your retirement income needs or expenses can be thought of as being in two buckets. One bucket will be composed of basic essentials such as living expenses, medical expenses, taxes, and in the other bucket, discretionary expenses, including recreation, travel, and entertainment. One of the biggest components in the basics bucket will be living expenses. Where you ultimately decide to live will determine your overall living expenses. Decisions to downsize from your current home or move to a geography with a lower cost of living may be another important decision. Taxes will be important. Understanding all of your tax liabilities, whether taxes on your required minimum distributions from your retirement 401k or IRA, real estate taxes, capital gains tax on investment and income, and other taxes on wage income are all important. Medical expenses is an area of much focus. Healthcare costs have grown faster than those for other goods and services, higher than the inflation rate. Among the reasons are medical breakthroughs, bringing better treatments and solutions to treat long-term conditions, as well as the rising cost of prescription drugs has been another major driver of rising healthcare costs. While as a retiree, you will be covered by Medicare, unreimbursed medical costs for prescription drugs and other out-of-pocket costs continue to climb steadily. Consider these rising costs in your retirement assessment. It may be worthwhile to review options for supplemental and long-term care insurance. As a retiree, you will have new flexibility for travel, recreational activities, and your hobbies. Your expenses in these areas tend to be higher as a new retiree and may taper in your later retirement. In this category also, importantly consider unique personal circumstances. Do you support other family member or loved ones? Are you supporting educational and medical expenses of grandchildren? Consider all major expenses unique to your own personal picture. A word on understanding your personal balance sheet, your assets and your liabilities. Creating a personal balance sheet of your assets and liabilities can be a helpful framework. This is a foundational starting point, which will involve periodic assessments at key milestones during your life. Most Americans have been saving for retirement since they started to work. Your retirement assets are likely to be composed of 401k plan assets, individual retirement accounts, may include a Roth IRA, annuities, life insurance, real estate property is another big one, and other unique valuables. It's important to assemble a total picture of the assets that will be available to you. Understanding your assets will allow you to develop a strategy of how to make these last throughout your retired lifetime. The liabilities expense side of your balance sheet now will be composed of items such as mortgage payments or rent, basic living expenses, food, utilities, and healthcare expenses are important. Healthcare expenses not covered by Medicare or other plans. You may have insurance plan payments, taxes, and other discretionary expenses. A personal balance sheet for each individual will evolve differently, but all should include assumptions on investment return and income goals, how expenses and liabilities may evolve over time, and as well as an adjustment for cost of living changes. A dollar of expense today is not equal to the same dollar in the future. Several factors are under your control and others you will not be able to influence. As a retired individual, what will your paycheck look like? Let's examine some sources of income. Social Security benefits, any pension distributions, and any annuity income will form a stream of guaranteed income for your retired lifetime. If you decide to engage in part-time work, your wages will also be a source of income, contributing to your retirement paycheck. Other sources of income may come from income-producing assets, such as second home or other property. Finally, the balance of your retirement paycheck will be funded by your retirement savings, including employer-sponsored 401k retirement plans, personal savings, which you will draw on for this paycheck. As you get a clearer picture of your total expenses, it may become clearer to what extent you will need to rely on your retirement savings assets to support your income needs. The annual amount you draw on from your retirement savings is often described as a withdrawal rate. A litmus test, common, thinking about this, is for your assets to sustain you for your retirement lifetime is between 3 and 4%. Above this amount, there's a greater risk that you will deplete your assets before your lifetime, and below this withdrawal rate, a greater chance your assets will be preserved beyond your lifetime. In our third segment, we will talk about reflecting your retirement goals and needs into a cohesive investment strategy. Thank you very much for joining us today.